65 years old, the golden time to switch on the longevity mode. Turning 65 is not just a milestone marking retirement, but also a crucial moment to look back on life and make important changes for health and quality of life. It's no coincidence that many people begin adjusting their lifestyles at this age. Medical and geriatric researchers have pointed out that 65 is a critical threshold when health starts to noticeably decline, but the body still retains the ability to recover if properly and timely adjusted. From a biological perspective, after the age of 60, organs such as the heart, liver, kidneys, nervous system, and especially the immune system begin to slow down. Cells age faster. The regeneration and recovery process becomes slower, making the body more susceptible to chronic diseases like cardiovascular disease, diabetes, osteoporosis, dementia. In particular, the ability to cope with stress, bacteria, and viruses also weakens. Without changes in habits, diet, physical activity, and mental state, this decline will accelerate, turning old age into a burden instead of a peaceful and joyful stage of life. So why is it 65 and not earlier or later? The answer lies in the fact that this is the stage when the body has biologically entered old age, yet remains resilient enough to accept and adapt to positive changes. If you start making changes at 65, such as eating healthier, sleeping earlier, increasing light physical activity, and maintaining an optimistic mindset, just a few months later, you'll notice clear improvements both physically and mentally. Many medical studies show that people from age 65 and up, if maintaining a healthy lifestyle, can extend their lifespan by 10-15 years, even living healthily to 90 or 95 without relying on medication. More importantly, it's not just about living longer, but about living well, living independently, not bedridden or becoming a burden to children and grandchildren. This has been proven through countless inspiring stories. Some people only start practicing yoga, learning to dance, or walking daily at 65. Others switch to a vegetarian diet, or reduce red meat and processed foods to protect their digestive system. Some start learning meditation, or join art or singing classes to train the brain, reduce anxiety and depression. And just after a few years, they become more alert, healthier, and even look younger compared to peers who didn't make lifestyle changes. One remarkable trait in people who live long and healthy lives is their proactive attitude toward healthcare. They don't wait for illness to treat it, but care proactively, meaning they observe their bodies daily, recognize early warning signs, go for regular checkups, and most importantly, persistently maintain good habits. For them, each day is an opportunity to care for themselves better, not a time to think, "I'm old. It doesn't matter anymore." Turning on the longevity switch at age 65 doesn't require grand gestures. It could simply be consistent small actions, going to bed 30 minutes earlier, using a little less salt, spending 20 minutes each morning walking around the house, practicing deep breathing, smiling more, and chatting with neighbors. These small actions, maintained day after day, will bring about major changes in body and spirit. Time is the most precious asset, especially from age 65 onward. But if you know how to invest in health, aging won't be a downhill road, but a steady and gentle journey. What matters is not whether it's too late to change, but whether you want to change. Because anyone, regardless of age, with the will and proper actions, can restart the journey to health and longevity starting today. Letting go of the habit of staying up late, the first step to a healthier and longer life. In the journey toward peace and longevity, there is one seemingly small habit that deeply affects both physical and mental health, that is staying up late. Many older people believe that after retirement, no longer bound by work, they can sleep whenever they like. However, the human body, especially after the age of 60, still needs to operate according to its natural biological rhythm. And that rhythm is inherently designed for us to sleep early, wake early, in harmony with the rise and fall of the sun. Modern science has shown that staying up late seriously damages the nervous, endocrine, and cardiovascular systems. Blood pressure increases, the heart beats faster, and over time, this can lead to stroke and heart failure. Moreover, the liver and kidneys, which are responsible for detoxifying and cell regeneration during the night, are disrupted, accelerating the aging process. People who live long lives often have one thing in common. They go to bed early, usually before 10 p.m., and maintain a consistent daily routine. They see sleep as a natural remedy that allows the body to heal, recharge, and calm the mind. Deep and timely sleep not only boosts immune system performance, but also reduces the risk of diseases such as dementia, depression, diabetes, and obesity. Therefore, if you are entering your twilight years and wish to live healthily and long, start by letting go of the habit of staying up late. Love your body with a full night's sleep. It is the most precious gift you can give yourself every night. At twilight age, eating is not just to fill the stomach, but also a way to nurture health, protect the body from disease, and improve quality of life. However, many elderly people still maintain careless eating habits, eating whatever they like, whenever they want, eating salty, sweet, greasy foods, without anticipating the long-term consequences. In fact, studies have shown that excessive consumption of salt, sugar, and saturated fats is a leading cause of cardiovascular diseases, high blood pressure, diabetes, and other metabolic disorders. Additionally, irregular eating, skipping meals, or inconsistent meal times also disrupt digestion, weaken immunity, and negatively affect sleep. Longevity is not about strict dieting, but about making smart food choices and eating in moderation. People who live long maintain a light, wholesome diet, rich in vegetables, whole grains, fish, and tofu, while limiting fried foods, sweets, fast food, and carbonated drinks. Especially, they eat on time, chew slowly, avoid late-night meals, and listen to their body's satiety cues, not eating too full or too hungry. Regular and healthy eating not only helps control weight, blood pressure, and blood sugar, but also improves mood and sleep quality. A simple yet balanced meal, eaten in a quiet setting without rushing, is also a way for elderly people to relax, connect with loved ones, and fully enjoy each moment. Letting go is the first step toward loving oneself correctly. Because every wholesome meal today is a tonic for tomorrow, helping you live healthier, more lucid, and more peacefully each day. Letting go of anger, the journey back to peace and longevity. The older we get, the more sensitive the body becomes, and the mind needs more calm than ever. Many people think anger is just a fleeting emotion, but in reality, it's a smoldering fire that silently burns away health every day without anyone realizing. Numerous medical studies have shown that when we get angry, the body releases a series of stress hormones, increasing heart rate, blood pressure, constricting blood vessels, and putting strain on the cardiovascular system. If anger becomes a habit, it can lead to high blood pressure, stroke, heart disease, and a weakened immune system. Longevity is not about never getting angry, but about knowing when to let go of anger. They don't let negative emotions dominate their reasoning or health. They learn to let go mentally, not arguing over right and wrong, not letting trivial matters damage their spirit. Instead of reacting harshly, they choose to take a step back, breathe deeply, and observe the problem calmly. Letting go of anger is also an act of self-love. When the mind is calm, blood pressure stabilizes, breathing becomes gentle, sleep improves, digestion functions better, and the body recovers faster. Elderly people who maintain inner peace have fewer wrinkles, brighter spirits, and more harmonious, joyful relationships. Life isn't short of upsetting moments, but how we respond determines our quality of life. Let each day pass peacefully. Learning to let go of anger is the key to lasting health and long life. Letting go of inactivity. Start the journey to healthy, long living. As age increases, many people tend to be less active, thinking rest is necessary. However, inactivity is actually the silent enemy that quietly wears down health every day. Sitting too long leads to poor blood circulation, muscle atrophy, stiff joints, and especially increased risk of stroke, diabetes, high blood pressure, and other chronic illnesses. Shoulder and neck pain, insomnia, digestive disorders. Many common problems among the elderly are closely related to lack of movement. People who live long aren't those who engage in intense workouts or excessive exercise, but those who maintain light, regular, daily physical activity. Just 15-30 minutes of walking, gardening, sweeping, or light stretching exercises are enough to stimulate circulation, maintain muscle strength, and keep joints flexible. Exercise not only benefits the body, but is also a valuable remedy for the mind. When the body moves, the mind becomes clearer and lighter. Elderly people who walk frequently, do chores, or tend plants usually have brighter spirits, less depression, and live independently and joyfully into old age. So don't wait until illness strikes to start moving. Let go of laziness and choose a dynamic, moderate lifestyle. Every step you take today is a step toward a longer, more energetic tomorrow. Letting go of loneliness and anxiety. Purify the mind to live healthily and long. Old age not only faces physical decline, but is also a mental challenge. Among these, loneliness and anxiety are two invisible toxins, silently eroding health every day. Many elderly people, even while living with family, still feel empty. Even after retirement, still carry endless worries. Many studies have shown that prolonged feelings of loneliness can weaken the immune system, increase the risk of heart disease, stroke, and dementia. Frequent anxiety causes the brain to become overactive, often leading to sleep disorders, high blood pressure, and memory decline. Those who live long are not necessarily people who avoid all hardships, but those who know how to maintain a healthy mental life. They take the initiative to build positive relationships, a few close friends to confide in, a community group to share joys with, and a family to return to. In particular, they also know how to let go of unnecessary responsibilities, not burden themselves with their children's affairs, and not dwell on the past. They live lightly, content with the present, and place their trust in the good things to come. Therefore, if you are entering your twilight years, do not let negative emotions silently erode your health. Open your heart to connect, share more, and learn to let go of unnecessary worries. A light spirit and a peaceful heart are the solid foundations for longevity and happiness. From the age of 70 onwards, it is still possible to start changing. It is never too late to live healthily and happily. Many people entering their 70s often think, "I'm old now. What's the point of changing? Illness comes with age. There's no way to stop it." Or, "Life has been like this for so long. Changing now won't help." But the truth is, science has now proven that age 70 is not the end of change, but can be the beginning of something meaningful. A Harvard University study showed that people who started changing their lifestyle habits in their 70s could still extend their lifespan, improve cardiovascular health, enhance memory, and increase quality of life. The human body has a remarkable ability to adapt and recover, as long as you give it a chance. The issue is not your age, but whether you have the will to change. Taking a 15-minute morning walk, eating less salt, going to bed on time, laughing more, drinking enough water, or spending less time thinking negatively. You'll be surprised to see how these small changes create significant shifts in both mental and physical health. A 74-year-old woman once shared, "I changed just one thing, starting my day with deep breathing and a 10-minute walk. After a month, I slept better, had less pain, and felt joyful again." From the age of 70 onwards is a time when you have already passed through most of life's ups and downs. This is no longer a time to rush or compete, but a time to return to caring for yourself, both body and soul. And the wonderful thing is, you still have time to do that. There's still an opportunity to listen to your body, love yourself, and reset healthy living habits. Change doesn't require you to turn your entire life upside down. It just needs a first step and a willing heart. Whether it's giving up one soft drink a day, turning off the TV early for better sleep, or learning to forgive and let go of what hurts you all, are choices that help you live healthier each day. No one can turn back time, but everyone can take charge of changing the rest of their journey. And with each small step forward, you're rewriting your story of aging in a gentle, self-directed, and hopeful way. So, if today you are 70, 75, or even 80, please don't think it's too late. Every day you are alive is a gift. Start today even with just one small thing, and you will see that old age can still shine brightly in its own unique way. The secret to longevity: knowing how to let go. When it comes to health and longevity, people often think about adding things, knowing how to let go. Letting go here doesn't mean giving up, but letting go of the right things. It means eliminating habits that silently damage your health, both physically and mentally. It's a way to reduce the burdens that make life stressful, exhausting, and imbalanced. In many cases, removing one harmful thing is more valuable than adding one nourishing thing. Those who live long are not only people who take good care of themselves, but also people who don't stubbornly hold on to things that no longer suit their health and soul. Let go of unhealthy eating habits. Many people think that in their later years, it's okay to eat whatever tastes good. But in reality, careless eating is one of the leading causes of illness, from high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, and fatty liver to kidney failure. Foods that are too salty, sugary, oily, or full of preservatives can gradually weaken the body without you even realizing it. Those who live long often have clear principles when it comes to eating. Eat little but healthy. Eat regularly but lightly. And prioritize natural, minimally processed foods. Let go of anger and distress. Negative emotions are a kind of mental toxin that can easily damage the whole body. When angry, the body produces more stress hormones, increasing blood pressure, affecting the cardiovascular system, disrupting sleep, and weakening the immune system. Daily accumulation of frustrations, if not released, can lead to depression or serious psychological issues. Those who live long lives don't do so because they never encounter unpleasant things, but because they don't hold on to them for too long. They understand that each time they get angry, their body has to pay a price. Therefore, they learn to breathe deeply, be patient, and transform emotions through more positive actions. Walking, listening to music, meditating, or simply remaining silent and letting time soothe them. Many people after age 60 tend to be less active, using the excuse of resting for health. But sitting and lying down too much is the shortest path to muscle degeneration, slower metabolism, increased belly fat, loss of balance, and a higher risk of falling. Those who live long lives don't need intense workouts. They just need to maintain small daily movements, cleaning the house, gardening, walking around the yard, doing a few morning stretches. Letting go of laziness and replacing it with a few minutes of daily movement is the most natural and effective way to maintain the body. Old age often comes with fewer friends, busy children and grandchildren, and increasingly quiet living spaces. But too much quiet can sometimes turn into loneliness. Loneliness increases the risk of memory loss, insomnia, depression, and even weakens the immune system. Those who live long lives may not always be surrounded by many people, but they know how to open up, joining clubs, calling old friends, chatting with neighbors, or simply caring for a small pet. Letting go of isolation and living in harmony, that is the most precious mental medicine. Let go of the thought, "I'm old, so it doesn't matter." Perhaps this is the most important thing to let go of. Many people assume that, "I'm old, changing won't make a difference," and so they become passive, neglecting their bodies and minds. But this very mindset is what makes us age the fastest. Those who live long lives always maintain a learning spirit, learning new ways of eating, learning to use a phone, learning some light exercises, learning to love themselves more, letting go of mental stagnation to make room for renewal. That is the beginning of a vibrant old age. Conclusion. Longevity is not just about living long, but about living healthily and happily. And to achieve that, it's not always about adding more. Sometimes it's about letting go. Like a garden, if you want flowers to bloom beautifully, it's not only about watering and fertilizing, but also about removing weeds and letting go of what's no longer needed.